Are you coming off the cloud yet?
Yes.
What do you see down there below you?
Castles.
Castles. What else do you see?
Forest.
Forest. Look around you and see what you see around you.
I feel cold. I feel that I'm wearing something. I feel I've got a suit of armor or something on. And I have a sword. And I'm preparing for something.
Very good. Does your body feel male or female?
Male.
Young or old?
Young.
Does the body feel healthy?
Yes.
Excellent. Are you wearing any jewelry or ornaments on your body that you're aware of?
No, I feel very heavy because I have this armor on. I think I'm training or something. And I see a horse nearby, tied up. But I'm not on the horse.
Did you say you're carrying a sword?
Yes. You have to.
Okay.
You have to keep it always because it's not safe.
Okay. Are you carrying anything else?
A dagger.
Okay. Okay. So tell me more about what you're doing there.
Made a fire to eat. And I'm outside of the protection, so I feel kind of nervous. So I feel kind of like apprehensive.
Tell me about being outside of the protection.
I think that I'm out here to look for something.
Okay.
And that I'm out here for a reason.
And from your perspective, as this man in the armor, what is your reason?
I'm learning how to defend myself. I'm learning how to be strong. And I'm practicing for what is about to come. I think there's going to be a fight, or I have to defend part of the castle. And I'm out making preparations as well.
Tell me about how you're preparing.
Making traps, catching things that I need. And spending time sitting under a tree, sharpening the blade, cleaning it.
How are you sharpening the blade?
With a stone.
With stone. Is there anyone else around you?
Not that I can see, but I'm out here by myself right now.
You are?
Yes.
You did say there's a horse?
Correct.
Just one?
Yes. And he's got a saddle on.
Is this your horse?
Yes.
Okay.
When he comes to battle, you put the horse will put armor on as well.
Okay. So you're preparing, sharpening blades.
Yes.
Setting traps. So tell me what happens next.
I feel scared. I feel that I know what's going to happen. I feel like I know what's coming. And it makes me scared, but I'm fully prepared. And that gives me hope. And I know that there will be others around me that will feel the same way.
Okay.
But we're fighting for a cause.
What's that cause?
Freedom. And we don't want to be persecuted anymore.
anymore?
We feel that we want to be living in freedom. We don't want to live this way anymore, but I feel that we've been punished for our beliefs.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more about that from your perspective. When you say you don't want to live like this anymore, tell me how you live.
We go from place to place. I think we beforehand we had the freedom to, we had the ability to live in one location, but I think we were removed from that location.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the ability to go anywhere we please, and it's amazing. It's so free to be able to go on a horse and go see
Mm-hmm.
far distant places.
Mm-hmm.
Most places that people aren't able to see, are too scared to go.
You said there was a castle. What do you know about the castle? There.
That place is filled with people that think like us.
Okay.
It's a safe place, a refuge.
Mm-hmm.
We're able to study, we're able to relax, we're able to do things that make us happy there.
Mm-hmm.
We have many feasts.
Mm-hmm.
We eat.
Mm-hmm.
We drink. We enjoy our company. But we know that there's another force that does not want us to be that way.
Okay. And from your perspective, tell me more about what you know about this other force.
The force out there that we know about wants us to submit to them. They want to conquer these lands before they are fertile. They're beautiful. They're full of natural resources, animals. It's very easy to live here.
Okay.
They don't want peace.
Mm-hmm.
They're very, very aggressive people,
Mm-hmm.
and we fear them sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Very good. So you're there preparing.
Yes.
Tell me what happens next, please.
The next day, I feel that it's a call for us to meet together, to come to this room, and we're all listening to what the plan is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a defensive nature plan,
Mm-hmm.
because we're afraid of what is to come.
Mm-hmm. Who's talking about the plan?
Elders.
Elders, okay. And from your perspective, what information do you glean from these plans as you listen to them?
I see that he's wearing a crown,
Okay.
and he's wearing a robe,
Mm-hmm.
and there's many other people there that are not as regal looking, but they have fancy clothes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what is happening right now is they are preparing for an invasion,
Mm-hmm.
and everything is really stressful right now.
Okay. Very good. Are there a lot of people in this planning stage here, or what role do you play in this planning stage?
I have experience,
I see.
so my knowledge is useful here.
Okay.
My knowledge is here to prepare for people to survive We need to get people out as fast as possible, women and children.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have to come up with a strategy that we can defend what is ours and what we've built. And we don't want anybody to take it.
Mm-hmm.
They've already did that to other places. We've heard of these things.
Okay.
We've had reports of these things. We don't want that to happen here.
Okay.
This is our place. This is a place of serenity, a place of freedom. It's a place where people are allowed to do as they wish. It is respected here. It is passed down from generation to this. It is very amazing to our people.
Okay.
They've given me a lot of responsibility,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm happy to take it. And I hope to make them happy, and I hope that I fulfill what their plans are for me,
Mm-hmm.
and that I don't let them down.
Mm-hmm.
That's important to me, because it's taken me a long time to get to this position.
Okay. Very good. So now leave that scene and let's move forward to an important day. A day that you consider to be important when something is happening. We've now moved forward to an important day. What's happening? What do you see?
Bodies everywhere. I'm alive. I made it. I'm alive.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm on my knees, and I'm looking around at the devastation. It's heartbreaking. I can't imagine what has happened, all in the name of greed.
Mm-hmm.
It's heartbreaking. And a lot of my friends are no longer here.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes me sad also.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very, very relieved. There's some number of emotions that I'm feeling. I know that they'll come back, but I think at this day we showed them there's enough of us and that we'll fight hard to keep what we've got. But what a price we paid for this. It shouldn't have to be this way.
Mm-hmm. So are you anticipating them coming back at some point? Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if they're going to be stronger the next time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a sad day, but it's a day that shouldn't have happened.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been avoided. But those people don't think the way that we think. They're very primitive in their thought process. They want to fill their need for the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
They don't think about the things we think about.
Mm.
If only we had a chance to talk to them, to reason with them. But they didn't. They just wanted to take everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't ever understand those people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it makes me really, really upset.
Yeah.
Because I've lost a lot of good men and a lot of friends.
Mm-hmm.
But we stopped them this time. I don't know what happens next. I don't know if we'll be able to survive the next time. But we're far away from where we fought in a place that is not anywhere close to where we didn't want them to find out where we are. So we picked a place and made them come to us.
Okay.
Even my horse is dead.
Oh. Okay. Is there anything else in this scene that we need to explore?
No.
Now leave that scene and let's move forward to another important day. A day that you consider to be important when something's happening. We have now moved forward to an important day. What's happening? What do you see?
I'm on a boat. I love the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
I love to be able to be free.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most freeing feeling there is. I'm out of this scary place and I'm going somewhere else. I'm looking to build somewhere, a home, where no one else is. But I also have my wife, and I have 4 children with me in this boat.
So, from your perspective, did you win?
At great cost.
Okay.
We survived,
Okay.
but a lot of damage has occurred.
Okay.
A lot of people that we considered to be wise and teachers are gone.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of our buildings were destroyed, and that is why we had to leave. We couldn't stay there, it's not safe. So we decided to move, because that is why it's the best thing for us.
Mm-hmm.
It's the wisest thing to do, to survive. And we tried to fight, but there are just too many of them.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to go. And it's better for us to do it this way. We can bring ideas to the people that we're going to meet, and we're excited to go where we're going.
So, from your perspective, you already have an idea of where you're going?
We have an open, we don't have a destination.
Mm-hmm.
We're willing to go wherever it takes
Mm-hmm.
to find the right place. And we won't stop until we find that place.
Okay.
It's got to be perfect for everybody. We know it when we'll see it. It will call to us, this place.
Mm-hmm.
It has everlasting fountains of water, healing water.
Mm-hmm.
This place has abundance. And this place is peaceful. We'll know it when we see it. It's calling to us.
Okay. So this boat that you're traveling on, is it big?
There's multiple people, not just us. It's not
Okay.
just my family. There's multiple families.
Mm-hmm.
And we take turns, shifts when we row. Because sometimes the wind doesn't blow through the sails. And when the wind isn't blowing, we have to work very hard.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to be careful because we don't have that much fresh water.
Okay.
And there's not that much food, so we have to ration what we eat.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's move forward. Let's move forward in this scene. Do you reach your destination?
Yes.
Tell me what you see.
It's a wild, arid place. There's lots of different characteristics of this place.
Mm-hmm. Describe what you see.
Waterfalls,
Mm-hmm.
rivers, water spitting out of the earth. It seems like it's steam almost.
Mm.
There's all kinds of different rocks. It seems to me that there's lots of different materials in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me interested because I like to look at those things. I can maybe make some tools from these different types of materials. I'm very creative when it comes to that kind of stuff. I like to make things.
Excellent.
I like building houses
Mm-hmm. Is that
and
what
shelters.
Is that what you do when you get there?
Yes,
Okay.
we have to. There's nothing there.
Okay.
There's forest, and then there's open parts, and then there's places where we can grow food.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not many, the only people that I can see are the people that came with us.
Okay.
We haven't encountered anybody else here.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary, but it's also freeing also.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
We left Francia because this place is not suitable for us. We wanted to settle there. We wanted to farm, and we wanted to live a simple life.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to be able to have livestock and grow our food
Mm-hmm.
and live in peace. We weren't able to do that. The king there, he didn't want us to, he wanted us to submit to his rule.
Mm.
We were visitors to his land.
This is the land that you just left?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we had to leave.
I see, thank you. So now you're building a new life in this new place with
Yes.
rivers and waterfalls and such.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's very cold in the winter. There's not much sunlight there.
Mm.
And in the summer, it's light almost all the time.
Mm.
We don't go to sleep really until we get really tired.
So this is the new place you're talking
Yes.
about? Okay.
Yes, the new world.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what is beyond this new world. But we know that the gods there will protect us.
Mm-hmm.
We've made lots of preparations to make sure that they are happy so they can provide for us.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So how you have a wife and 4 children?
Yes.
How's your relationship with your wife?
I rarely see her.
Mm.
I'm always somewhere. And when I come back, it's for a small period of time.
Mm.
I'm a traveler. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I'm supposed to do.
Mm.
I listen to tales and I listen to different kinds of teachings from different places.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a lot of different places.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like to do. It's too dangerous to take the wife and the kids with us on those different types of places. So we bring back those stories and we teach. That is what we do.
Excellent. Is there anything else in this scene that we need to explore?
No.
Very good. I want you to go to the last day of your life in this lifetime that we're watching. We have now gone forward to the last day of your life in this lifetime that we're watching. What's happening? What do you see?
I'm inside a shelter.
Mm-hmm.
There's a fire inside there to keep it warm because it's cold outside. And it's windy. And it's raining. And I feel happy. I feel accomplished. I feel like I've did a lot more than what the average person can do. And that brings me satisfaction.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also sad because I know that I'm not well.
Do you have any symptoms?
I'm very hot,
Mm-hmm.
like I have a fever,
Okay.
and I feel that I'm just weak,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel that my spirit is leaving my body
Mm-hmm. What are
from
your,
a natural cause.
Thank you. So what are your thoughts and feelings just prior to crossing over?
I've did a lot. I've accomplished so much with my life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also hoping to see my parents.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see them in the next life. I know that we're going to have a next life. I can feel it.
Okay.
I've been told this in my travels.
Mm-hmm. Is there anyone else around you?
I'm by myself.
Okay.
It's because I'm needing to rest, and everybody's letting me rest like I should,
Okay.
and that is okay, because I need rest. That is okay, and everything will be all right.
Very good. Now, whatever's happened has already happened, and you're on the other side of it. And from that position, you can look back at the entire life and see it from a different perspective. Every life has a lesson and a purpose. As you look at the life, what did you learn from it?
There's a lot of things there's a lot of brutality in the humanity. There's a lot of hard things, but there's a lot of beauty in humanity. And I experienced both. I experienced brutality, experienced hardship, experienced tough times. But I also was lucky to experience love and joy and happiness and bounty, and I was able to have a full life. I was able to do it on my terms. People tried to control me, but they couldn't. I wouldn't let them.
What do you think was the purpose of that life?
I had to learn things. I had to learn and experience them firsthand. The purpose of life is to live, and to experience and to enjoy and to learn and to grow and to teach and to be a father and a protector. This is all the things that was my purpose.
Very good. Now let's move away from that scene, leaving the man there to continue on his own path. You can move either forward or backward to find another appropriate time and place that has information that you need. You are now at another time and place. What's happening? What are you doing? Or what do you see?
I feel I'm in a church.
Okay. Describe your surroundings, please.
Stained glass windows on all sides. Huge vaulted ceilings. Many rows of pews. This place is absolutely full of people. And we're getting ready to sing.
So where are you in this scene?
I'm sitting next to my husband.
Are you male or female?
Female.
Young or old?
I feel like I'm young in this right this point.
Very good. Does the body feel healthy?
Yes.
Look down at your feet and tell me what you're wearing.
Leather-bound shoes with heels.
Tell me what else you're wearing.
A very long dress down to my ankles. And I'm wearing a hat.
Okay. Very good. Are you wearing any other ornaments or jewelry on your body?
I have things on my arms, like almost like gloves or something like that.
Okay.
And an overcoat because it's kind of raining outside.
Okay. Very good. Are you holding on to or carrying anything?
There's a bag to my side.
A bag to your side?
Yes.
Okay.
That is all.
So you say that church is beginning?
Yes.
When you're there next to your husband?
Yes.
What else happens? What happens next?
We're listening to the teaching, and it feels soothing.
Mm-hmm.
And we're there and learning, and I feel content. I feel content and I feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy.
Very good. What's your relationship with your husband like?
Sometimes it's difficult.
Tell me more.
We argue sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
In this period of time, it feels very, very restrictive for me. I can only do certain things with my time, and I feel I can't go places that I want to go on my own. I can't do that.
And from your perspective, why? Why can't you do that?
I feel like he thinks me as a possession,
Mm-hmm.
and he owns me. And that's something that I don't like,
Mm-hmm.
because nobody owns me.
Mm-hmm.
I am myself. I am my own person.
Mm-hmm.
And I do not like that at all.
Okay. Do you have a family together?
No.
Just you two?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to have children, but I'm having second thoughts because I don't like our relationship at this point in time.
Okay.
And that's why we come to church, to work on our souls.
Mm-hmm.
And to talk to the priest, because the priest can give me some. The priest can listen to our sin. Mm-hmm. And help us.
Mm-hmm. Does your husband talk to the priest too?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Do you get a sense, are you both working on your marriage or just you?
I think it's just me, because he's not willing to change. Mm-hmm. He has more freedom than me. Mm-hmm. But he won't let me have that same freedom, which hurts my heart.
Yeah. How is the work you're doing with the priest?
He listens. He listens.
Mm-hmm.
And he can give some advice, but I get the impression that he's there to tell me what I need to hear so that I stop rebelling.
Mm.
And I don't know how I feel because I don't know who I can talk to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not able to talk to anybody else.
Okay.
I'm far away from my family. I'm not able to see them. I don't think I'll ever see them again.
Mm.
And that makes me very sad. It actually breaks my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I've cried many times over this.
Mm-hmm.
The longing to see my family and to be with them. I wish my husband would let me.
Mm-hmm.
Would let us come back to see them at least one time.
Mm-hmm.
But he thinks it's better for us to stay in the city.
And from your perspective, why?
He's interested in his pursuits.
Okay.
And I have to follow along.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any other choice,
Mm-hmm.
any other options.
Okay.
And I feel very, I feel that I am exposed.
Tell me more about that feeling.
I don't have anything. I have nothing. I don't have any possessions. I have to rely on his income completely.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm apprehensive about having children.
Mm-hmm.
I think one time though, I think it'll be forced upon me,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's not my choice.
Okay.
And I have that suspicion. And that's what makes me nervous.
Okay. So you're sitting at church and you're with him next to you. Does anything else happen after that? After the service or during the service that we need to explore?
It's just my feelings on that particular day.
Okay.
It's just the fact that I'm there, but I'm numb to what I'm hearing.
I see. Okay.
And I feel that I should be there and I should receive what I'm receiving because I love Jesus Christ. But I'm disconnected from his message. I'm disconnected from what I'm hearing. I can't feel the Holy Spirit.
Had you been able to feel the Holy Spirit before?
Many times. And it's a beautiful thing to experience. There's nothing else that I would rather feel than to be connected to God and the Holy Spirit. It's the best thing to feel.
Very good. Now, let's leave that scene and let's move forward to an important day. A day that you consider to be important when something is happening. We've now moved forward to an important day. What's happening? What do you see?
I'm giving birth.
You are?
Yes.
Tell me more. What are you experiencing?
Extreme pain. But I'm almost so overwhelmed. I don't even know how to explain how difficult this is. I'm with them. I can see the midwife is helping, but it's not really. She's not really helping. I'm very scared, but I'm doing the best that I can. And I think the baby is almost here. And I just can't wait. I can't wait for the baby to arrive. But I can't get rid of the feeling that I can't forgive him for what he did. I can't forgive him.
Tell me more about what you can't forgive him for.
He forced me.
Okay.
And I didn't want to. But he did. And he got what he wanted.
Okay.
And I didn't get what I didn't. He didn't want to listen to me. And took what he wanted. I love the child that's been growing inside me. But I can't forgive him.
Okay. Is there anyone else in the room with you besides the midwife?
No.
Just you two?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't give him permission to be there.
Okay.
He didn't want to be there anyway. So I think he had other things to attend to that day. I wasn't paying attention because I don't care.
Okay. So what happens next?
The baby arrives. It's the best feeling I've ever had in my life.
Describe your feelings.
It's the best. It's just bliss. It's love that I've never known. It's just a miraculous feeling. Just it brings tears to my eyes. I'm so happy, but the connection that we have is, I can't even understand how amazing this is. It's the best feeling I've ever had. Life is there, and it was growing, and it's there, and it's now here. There's no other better feeling on earth. It's joy. I can't even put it into words.
Okay. Tell me more about the baby that you observed.
It's a boy.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
He's got blue eyes, brown hair, light brown hair.
Mm-hmm.
He's perfect. It's beautiful. I've never seen eyes like this in my life. And he already knows. He looks at me like he already knows who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been in love like I have with this baby in my life.
Mm.
I feel like this baby already connected in ways I can't even imagine.
Mm-hmm. Very good. What happens next?
I'm just holding him. I'm hugging him and kissing him.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing happened during the birth, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
It was smooth. There wasn't any complications. The boy is healthy. I'm healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so relieved. And I just can't believe I have him. It's just the most beautiful thing to experience. My God, it's amazing. Bringing tears to my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know this boy. It's like I know him.
Mm-hmm.
I have this feeling like he's not a new soul.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
I can't wait to teach him. I hope that he's not like his father. Although his father does provide for us, I don't want him to turn out that way. I want him to find his own path and to be who he wants to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what I'm here to help him.
Is there anything else in this scene that we need to explore?
No.
Now leave that scene and let's move forward to another important day. A day that you consider to be important when something's happening. We've now moved forward to an important day. What's happening? What do you see?
We ran away.
Tell me more. Why? What happened?
We had to go. I couldn't live like that anymore. It would be... We had to leave. It was too cruel. I couldn't live under... I couldn't love him the way that he wanted me to. And I had no love in my heart for him.
Mm-hmm.
I had to leave. It just was too much. It was too dangerous for us. He'd hit me a few times, and I couldn't let that happen to me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to take my son with me.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to know why we were going. I had to explain to him. And it broke my heart that I had to tell him that.
Mm-hmm.
He's a teenager right now,
Okay.
but he still loves his father.
Mm-hmm. What's your relationship with him like?
My relationship with my son,
Mm-hmm.
is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
When he goes to school, he comes back and learns so many new things, tells me about them. I try to teach him. I try to teach him as best as I can. But at this time, most of the teachers are male, and I wish it wasn't that way.
Mm-hmm. So where do you go?
We're heading to the countryside. we're like on a horse and cart almost. And I scrambled some money to pay somebody to take us. And so we took what we could and just left. I don't know if we'll ever return.
How does it make you feel?
Relieved. We're actually, we have a chance to get away from those ways. I might even have a chance to go see my family, which I haven't seen in years. I haven't decided where to go yet. We're just leaving right now.
Okay.
I hope that we go somewhere safe. And I don't really know what's going to happen next. I just had to make a spur of the moment decision. And I don't know how that's going to work out. It makes me scared, but I make decisions like that. That's who I am. I make decisions.
So we're moving forward in time a little bit, and now what do you see? What's going on now?
We came to visit my parents, but they're very unhappy because it's a time that I can't be away from my husband with a child that needs to be raised. They're not happy with me. They think I should go back. I'm happy to see them, but I'm sad that they have this view. I wish they didn't. I wish they would just let me stay. But they're not happy with me. And it makes me sad.
So what happens next?
I'm able to stay there sometime, but they're not happy with me. They're trying to plan on what to do next. I hope they don't communicate. I hope they don't try to bring him back here to get me. I don't know what to do. But I'm happy that I'm home. Part of me is very happy, but part of me is betrayed that they have these feelings about me. This is a time that this is not normal. You should obey your husband and follow what he says, but I can't do this. I can't live like this. And I don't want him to hit me. I don't want him to treat me bad. I want him to love me. I want him to protect me. I don't want him to do those things to me.
Did you tell your parents about it?
Yes. They don't, my father doesn't think that matters. He's more concerned about what the village thinks. His reputation. He doesn't know how to explain why I left and why I have my son with me. I only have one son. I want to stay with him forever. I don't want him to be exposed to this. But he is being exposed to it, and there's nothing I can do. I have nowhere else to go. And I'm very afraid, and I don't know what to do. Honestly, I feel like I'm out of all options.
From your perspective as his mother, how's your son doing during this?
He's busy doing field work and chores. And he's not there when we have these type of discussions. He's unaware, which I'm very happy. But sometimes he'll come and hear things that he shouldn't be hearing. And that makes me sad.
Okay.
Because I want to raise him differently than this.
Okay. So let's move forward in time just a little bit. What happens next?
A feel like I'm on the way back to back to his home. I had no other choice, but I had to go back. And I'm on the way there now.
Is your son with you?
Yes. With a burning, deep desire, I don't want to do this at all. I've made the decision that I want my son to be safe. I don't want to be separated from him.
Mm-hmm.
And I would rather live with the consequences if I get to be with my son.
Mm-hmm.
They told me that they would separate me from my son if I didn't do this. So I had to do it. I don't want to be separated from my son. It would break my heart.
So you're on your way back with your husband?
No, my parents are with me, taking me back.
Okay.
They had to do it because of their reputation. They couldn't afford to let anybody know.
Okay.
It hurts my heart. I've had many times where I've cried myself to sleep. And I don't have anywhere to turn. I don't have money. I don't have possessions. They're all controlled by my husband and my parents. They will not release any funds to me for me to have a voyage across the ocean. And I could start a life in Ireland possibly, but I can't do that.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to move forward to the last day of your life in this lifetime we're watching. We've now gone forward to the last day of your life in this lifetime we're watching. Now what's happening? What do you see?
I'm recounting, I'm reliving days and days and days of things, memories. And you know what? I forgive him. I forgive him. He was trying to do what he thought was best. He was trying to live according to what society had taught him. He didn't know any better. I forgive him for that. But that doesn't mean that it didn't hurt me at the time. I've happily watched my son grow up and start his own family. And knowing the fact that he's treated his wife like a queen. And that makes me happy because of what I went through. I felt that, and I saw that how he was treating his family, and it just made me so happy. I know that my children and their grandchildren, they'll grow up in similar homes and households, and they'll have happy homes and happy families and be able to experience what I really didn't get a chance to.
So where are you now?
I feel like I'm in the hospital. A cold, damp place. I feel like I can see there's a bunch of beds around me with people in this ward. And there's nurses that come in and out, and they can't really do anything for me. I've already decided to leave my body today, and I decided that I didn't have anything else that I needed to do on this earth. So I decided that I really wanted to leave this body today, and so that's what I did, and I'm happy that I did that. I don't feel the pain and suffering that I did. It actually feels good. There's a feeling of ease. There's no heaviness. There's no... I'm actually looking at my body right now. I feel that feel that I'm just like I feel like I'm just able to go anywhere I want to go now. Mm-hmm. But I'm happy that I've left. And I've learned the lessons that I need to learn. And I've experienced what I need to experience.
So from that position, you can look back at your entire life and see it from a different perspective. And every life has a lesson and a purpose. And as you look at that life, what did you learn from it?
When you have to go through hardships. And when you're going through hardships, you can face them or run away. Mm-hmm. And I chose to run away instead of facing my hardships. And I realized that because I did that, there was multiple different things that occurred in my life that shouldn't have. Multiple different scenarios that happened. I feel that my sense to become free and to live the way that I thought should be lived was more important.
What do you think was the purpose of that lifetime?
It taught me that out of hardships, beautiful things can happen. And that the life that I was living, it came into that life with certain things to happen to me to learn how to deal with those things. Mm-hmm. Even though they were unpleasant. I feel that even the things that hurt us, make us stronger as a person. And I didn't let anybody see that. I always tried to internalize what had happened. But the things that happened were for me. I had agreed to them.
Very good. Now, let's drift away from that life. May I speak to Andrew's higher self, please?
Yes.
I have permission to speak to Andrew's higher self.
Yes.
Do I have permission to ask questions?
Yes.
I know the higher self could have brought forth many different lifetimes for Andrew to see today. You chose to bring forward the man who was a soldier or a warrior that moved his family to a new land. Why did you pick that lifetime to show him today?
He needs to learn that is the source of his yearning for freedom. And he's the source of the yearning for moving. That is the source of all his instincts. Mm-hmm. They're deep down.
Thank you. You chose to bring forward the life of the woman that wanted freedom from an abusive husband. Why did you pick that lifetime to show him today?
To show that even though he has a hard relationship sometimes, things can always be learned in any situation. He needs to understand that with relationships, there's been painful times. And good things can come out of painful things. So you must learn that relationships can cause pain and suffering sometimes. But there must be a time to learn. There must be a time to evolve, and there must be a time to understand the other side, the other purpose, the ultimate purpose. That is what we have to do.
Okay. Very good. So, higher self, I'd like to know, he's given permission to ask if it's in his highest good to do a body scan today.
Yes.
Thank you. And during this body scan, will you be healing or identifying anything that he's aware of or not aware of?
Both.
Thank you. Is this a good time to begin?
It's precisely a good time.
Excellent. So I'm going to ask you to do so, please.
You may.
So I'm curious, are you going to start at the top or the bottom or where?
At the bottom.
Okay. And so I'm going to go ahead and ask you to do that, please. And while you're doing that, in the interest of time, is it okay if I go ahead and ask questions that he brought in for you to answer, and then I will check back with the body scan from time to time?
You may.
Thank you so much. So Andrew experienced an event of just a few years ago. What can you tell him about what happened during that event?
This event was planned long in advance. This event occurred to teach a lesson that must be learned. It was been repeated and not listened to. The lesson was not learned the first time.
Tell us more about the lesson, please.
He did not listen to us. He did not listen. This is the lesson.
Mm-hmm.
He did not listen when we gave him clear messages. He did not listen. And that is why we had to get his attention one way.
Can you tell us what messages that he wasn't listening to that you were attempting to convey to him?
The messages were very simple. We were telling him not to work with this person that was going to do bad things to him. We knew that in advance, for it was planned. He had the will to do it as he wished. He chose to continue, and that's what happened. He ended up making the wrong choice.
Mm. So this event that happened, can you tell us specifically, physically, what happened to him, or what?
Yes. The body could not take anymore. It was completely empty of adrenaline and cortisol. It was completely empty. There was nothing left. It was kind of like beating a dead horse, so to speak. There was nothing left. He was using all kinds of different things to try to get energy. When we were trying to get him to stop, he kept proceeding and proceeding, and he forced us to shut down. Because it's a self-defense mechanism. If we didn't, he would die.
Mm.
So we decided to protect him instead of letting him die. And that is what happened.
So I'm curious, is this in your attempt to, or you're actually protecting him, and that caused this event? Is it an isolated incident of because he didn't listen to you about this bad person that came into his life and worked with him, or is there more to it than just that one situation?
He was living in a way that was very bad.
Okay.
He was eating bad.
Mm-hmm.
He was not treating himself properly.
Mm-hmm.
He was putting himself last. He was not taking care of his mental health. He was not taking care of his physical health.
Mm-hmm.
It was accumulation of everything.
Mm-hmm.
They told him through messages.
Mm-hmm.
He did not listen.
Mm-hmm.
And he is kind of foolish for that to be that way, because we gave him clear messages multiple times. And he chose not to listen. He thought he was invincible. And that is not the case.
Mm.
We had to get his attention. And this is the only way that we could get his attention, because he was not consciously aware of what he was doing to his body at the time.
So what is the core issue? What is the very core issue of him choosing not to take care of himself that led to this event?
He had invited the wrong people into his life.
Mm-hmm.
He was listening to the wrong people.
Okay.
He was doing the wrong things. He was doing a lot of different things wrong. And we were trying to tell him to take a different path. But that did not occur. And the event was an accumulation of all the pressure, of all the emotion, of all the lack of nutrients coming into the body, the lack of replenishment.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing left. If we had not did this, he would have died.
Mm. Okay.
And this was a better alternative to him dying, because it's not his time. He has other things to accomplish on this earth.
So how's he doing on the lesson?
We are very happy. Mm-hmm. We are very proud. He has learned very much, but he's only scratched the surface. He's still a little away from grasping the entirety of what is in front of him. But he will learn through dreams, mm-hmm. and through messages, and through signs that we give to him. We want to give him signs because he's a visual person. Mm-hmm. And he's used signs in his life before. People that we've introduced to him.
Mm-hmm. So, if he's doing well and you're pleased with him learning his lesson, does that mean that his previous behavior before the event was wrong?
It was not wrong. It was just not congruent with how to live properly. It was a way that he was living that was not healthy. Mm-hmm. It was a way that he was living that was not conducive for proper function. Mm-hmm. That is why we had to make those adjustments.
Okay.
And although they are inconvenient to him, that is why they're there.
Okay.
To cause him to seek out the things that he knows needs to be done.
Mm-hmm. What other lessons is he supposed to learn in this life?
There's multiple lessons to learn,
Mm-hmm.
just as we all learn. He already knows a lot about what he has to accomplish. He knows that in his heart. Another lesson is regarding his wife. He has to let her be. He has to learn how to communicate better.
Mm.
He needs to not be afraid. He needs to learn how to release.
What's he afraid of?
Of the unknown,
Mm-hmm.
of losing again. He's afraid of things that cannot be explained. Not that there's a fear. He just does not like those things. He needs to know to let go. He needs to not control. That is the detriment to him.
Is there a connection between the past life you showed him as the woman and what you're speaking of now?
Yes.
Please explain.
She made wrong choices. She had these feelings. She needed to go. She had this desire to go. And she did not adapt to the relationship. And that was to the detriment of her. It could have been an easier existence. But she needed to do the hard things in order to procure the answers that were deep to her. And so the lessons that are relevant for Andrew: you cannot run away from a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot force something. You have to let it go. You have to let it be. You have to nourish it. There's things that happen that he will not be able to control.
Mm-hmm.
There's things that he doesn't like, and he has to learn how to adapt to those feelings, because he knows deep down his relationship is the best thing for him and his children. Without that relationship, he would not develop and not have the ability to learn.
Mm-hmm.
It is much necessary for this relationship to stay in existence.
Mm-hmm.
As if it doesn't, it would be disastrous, not just to Andrew, but his children and his wife. So he has to see this.
And the woman that he was also had a fear of the unknown.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
The unknown does not need to be feared. It's just something that hasn't happened yet.
Mm-hmm.
The unknown can be exciting. It can be wonderful
Mm-hmm.
in the eyes of the person that sees it.
Mm-hmm.
It all depends on the perspective of the individual and their free will.
Does he still hold a fear of the unknown? Any residue from that previous life?
No. He is willing to try things and to go places and to experience things that people in the past would be afraid of.
Mm-hmm.
So he is a very brave person for this. And he has been prepared over many lives for this moment. So there is no fear. All there is excitement and wonder and possibility. And we hope to learn from these experiences.
Very good. Is there anything else you want to tell him about lessons that he signed up for to learn in this lifetime?
Yes, this was planned. Everything that happens is planned in his life. There's no chance. When things come, it's because it happens. And it comes into existence when it's needed, not before or after. There's many things that happen to Andrew because he agreed to those things. He's agreed to this life and the circumstances in this particular life. It's made him a very strong individual. The pain has caused him great suffering, but he is a resilient and very intelligent being. This has did much for his development, even though he does not fully appreciate it just yet.
Okay. Are you still working on the body scan?
It is complete.
It is. Did you find anything?
Yes.
What did you find?
There is issue in his right kidney. It is somewhat of a thing called a nephrotic syndrome. There's a blockage of possible blood vessels caused by different types of materials, calcium and oxalates, that type of nature. It's very reversible.
When did that begin?
That began because of the terrible things he was doing to his body.
Okay.
All the things that has been ingested have to be processed. He was not aware of the consequences of what would happen if he ingested those items.
Is there any underlying emotional issue that caused him to, or that led him to consume foods that were not good for him? Tell me more.
Yes, he was very, very sad, and he would eat anything that was in the fridge or the freezer, and he would overeat. He would eat entire boxes of ice cream, which would destroy his blood sugar and make him gain weight, and we didn't like this. So yes, it was in response to emotions, to try to soothe what the pain at the time, and that is what happened.
What are the underlying cause of the emotions?
The pain that was happening was multiple fold. It was the pain of loss, the pain of betrayal, the pain of being prosecuted, the pain of possible, I wouldn't say that it's a pain, but it's more a fear of being put into prison and not seeing his child and his unborn child at the time. These were accumulations, and this was not ideal for his organism.
What would be the underlying reason that he didn't listen to you and went ahead and made the decision to allow this bad person into his life that played a role?
He did not listen because he preoccupied himself with technology and with entertainment and with other things that were not useful to him at the time. He also sought out the information and wisdom from people that were not supposed to be providing that information to him. So he received false information, and he received information that was to his detriment. So he acted on that information.
Okay. Okay. As a result of this session, will he feel a stronger connection to you, higher self?
Absolutely. We know this because he's already started communicating with us, and we like this. We also want to make sure that he knows that he can look up to the sky and see any time that he wishes.
Okay.
And he can connect with us that way.
Okay. So this issue with his kidney, is this something that you can heal today?
Sure. It's absolutely feasible.
Good. I'm going to ask you to begin that process then, if you would, please.
It is done.
Thank you. So with that said, about now that he is feeling a closer connection to you and listening, and you're pleased, what can you tell him about his life coming up into the future?
That is exciting. There's a lot of things that will happen. He will regain full strength. He will regain full health. In due time. It is not a gradual process. It will take some time for that to happen. It cannot happen overnight. The damage that had occurred through his brain, it needs time to heal. The lining of the brain had been damaged. The protective coverings of his nerves have been damaged.
Is there anything you can do about that today?
We can do it, yes.
Oh, good. So if it is in his highest good to do that today, I'm going to ask you to begin that. Can you take a look at that and tell us what you're doing?
Yes, we're looking in the brain right now.
Thank you.
We're scanning. The left and the right part where the temples are is where the damage occurred. And he knows this because that is where the pain has occurred. So what we will do is we will begin this process. It is not a process that can immediately be healed. It is something that has to be done with time.
Okay.
But he has to know that he cannot damage his body anymore.
Okay.
Because we cannot sustain any more damage to this body. Otherwise it will expire.
Okay. So with that said, what do you suggest that he do to improve his health and maintain the healing that he's getting today?
We have told him through dreams that he has to go into the ocean daily. That is to connect with the earth. The earth is providing this power. We are providing the power to him as well we're providing healing to him through dreams. And we're providing healing to him when it is needed. Immediate healing is done immediately, but there is some healing that must take place over a period of time. So he must do things to improve his body. And we have told him this, and we will try to explain during this session that the best things that he can do is to not pollute his body with things that are made with chemicals. He knows this. He's aware of this already. Other things he can do, he must make sure that he connects with us regularly. If that does not occur, we cannot give him our source power that we can give him. That is very critical. He must know this.
Specifically, what would you want him to do to continue to connect with you?
To connect with us, all he needs to do is to close his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And he can telepathically speak with us, and we'll telepathically speak with him.
Mm-hmm.
That is all.
Okay.
And we will facilitate the transfer that needs to be corrected and done.
Mm-hmm.
That is all. It is not any more complex than that.
Okay. He'd like to know if he will have any more children. Is it in their highest, he and his wife's highest good to have more children?
There is one soul to be born.
Okay.
That is all that I know right now.
Okay. What is his purpose in this life? What's his mission?
He knows this at a deeper level. Consciously, he has begun to discover this. His purpose is very simple. He is a vessel for others to learn,
Mm-hmm.
and a vessel for others to facilitate the transfer of energies.
Mm-hmm.
There is people in this earth that are like Andrew. They are there to provide and receive energy, to act as a balance against all the negativity and all the energy that is not congruent for the development of Earth and the people of Earth.
Okay.
It is very simple for him. He has this feeling, and he has come to the point in his life that he is consciously aware of this. And we are trying to help him develop his skill and ability, because he is very important, and we are happy that he is aware.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Can you share any information with him that he's ready to hear?
Yes, we can. And the reason we are able to share is because we feel comfortable sharing. It's a very safe environment for Andrew, and we want to let you know that.
Oh, thank you.
The information he is supposed to receive that will help him, we will put into his mind, but we'll also share some that we cannot share. Some will be only for his hearing.
Okay.
And for his mind to receive. He will receive it, but it will take some time. But there's some things that we can tell him.
Please do.
Some of the things that are for his development. He needs to seek. He needs to continue seeking people of the light. He has to continue seeking people of the light.
Mm-hmm.
We may ask him to volunteer for certain projects going forward.
Mm-hmm.
It's in his free will to deny that, but we should ask him anyway. I feel that we can guide Andrew to a better existence than what he is currently having just now.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
He must let go.
Mm-hmm.
He must trust his intuition.
Mm-hmm.
For we are there always. That is all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Has he ever been abducted?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I did not know that he has been abducted.
Okay.
I do not think he has.
Mm-hmm. What abilities does he have that he's not conscious of at this time?
He has the ability to sense.
Mm-hmm.
His senses are in tune. He's able to detect if somebody is lying. He's able to detect how somebody feels. He's able to detect energy in the room.
Mm-hmm.
He's able to feel energies,
Mm-hmm.
and to see energies. He's able to let animals know that they're okay around him.
Okay.
That is all.
He'd like to know how he can manifest better.
All he has to do is stop, close eyes, let go, be okay with what he has, communicate with us, and it will be done.
Very
If
good.
he has any kind of resistance, it will not happen.
Okay.
And it would only happen, it will happen when he is ready.
Okay. He'd like to know if there are people helping him in this life.
Absolutely there are.
Mm-hmm.
There are many people helping. There. The source brings forth many people to help others.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they are utilized or not is up to the individual.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that is past who has connection with Andrew is there. He can ask anything. He can talk to those and they will respond. And it can happen through dreams. It can happen through silence. But they are helpers. There are people of the light that will come into Andrew's life, that have come into Andrew's life, because there are multiple light workers in Andrew's life currently.
Mm-hmm.
They will come, and there will be more in the future also.
Mm-hmm.
What they do is they will ensure the path is appropriately lit up,
Mm-hmm.
and that he has the free will to make that decision which path to take. But there is some guidance there, because we now recognize he is conscious, becoming conscious of this fact.
Mm-hmm.
And the more he becomes conscious, the better.
Will he be able to discern people better?
Without a question, yes.
Mm-hmm.
The problem in the past was he did not have the kind of defense mechanisms in place to protect him from evil people.
Mm-hmm.
And now he has these defense mechanisms in place.
Mm-hmm.
And he will be able to provide these to his children also. But he must know that he needed to learn those things and experience those things.
Mm-hmm.
It is not a bad thing. It's just a good thing from a different perspective.
Is there a connection between, when you're talking about protecting himself, is there a connection between that and that first lifetime you showed him today?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because preparation is important in every life. The problem is we come into life ignorant of what we should know.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes bad things occur, whether it's planned or not. We have to we have to experience those things.
Mm-hmm.
The connection is just this. The connection is learning how to prepare and learning how to defend oneself against an enemy,
Mm-hmm.
and to survive and to thrive and to build a life that Andrew wants.
Okay.
He is capable of building anything.
Mm-hmm. He would like to receive more information on how he can grow his wealth in this life.
We have given him this information.
Okay.
It is done.
Okay. What is for his highest good for his body, what is the best food for him to consume?
Right now, the body in the previous state was not able to consume protein. And for him to repair, it must receive fructose. It must receive vitamin C.
Mm-hmm.
It must receive minerals. Those are the building blocks. It must be cleansed. That is how to maintain the health and vitality. And that is done by, that would be done by liquid consumption of fruit. And that would also be liquids in the form of water and periods of fasting, because there's accumulation in the body that must be removed. The accumulation put pressure on his nervous system, which then put a pressure on his brain, and that is what happened to him. There was a combination of chemicals, a combination of toxins, both from the inside of the body and from the outside, and that dehydration that led to what had happened, the event.
Okay.
So dehydration cannot occur again, otherwise the body will expire.
Okay. Is his body permanently damaged?
No.
Good. So, as a result of this session, his body is being fixed, or?
Yes.
Okay.
And he knows we will tell him in future how to maintain
Mm-hmm.
and how to improve
Mm-hmm.
and how to regenerate, to enhance, so that he has better energy than he has ever had. And we must do this because he has a mission to follow.
Okay.
And he must have this energy to do this. It is up to Andrew. If he decides to do this hard work of maintaining
Mm-hmm.
and upgrading and regenerating, then he will be able to fulfill his mission in this lifetime.
Okay. He'd like to know if you can give him an explanation or a glimpse or anything about after this lifetime. He'd like to know what may happen after this lifetime, after this life.
After this life, he'll be reincarnated like in previous lives, but there will be a period of rest and relaxation.
Mm-hmm.
He will go to the light, and he will be there for a while, and he will see people there that he knows,
Mm-hmm.
and he will want to stay there for a little while, and that is okay. For it's a resting place, a place to recover from the ravages of living on earth. And it's okay. It is absolutely all right for him to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And he can stay until he wishes. But he will be put into a new body. And the body that he will go into will be in an advanced timeline that we do not have time to discuss right now.
Okay. Can you show him what Source looks like? or feels like?
I can take him to there.
I'm going to ask you to do that, please. Give him that experience.
It's beautiful.
What's he experiencing now, please?
In Andrew's heart right now, he is feeling emotions that he cannot describe. The only thing that can be comparable is to the birth of his children, which he knows that feeling, but cannot describe it. That's what his source feels like to him.
You can just let us know when it's time to ask another question.
He doesn't want to leave.
Okay.
He's having a good time here, actually.
Okay. Well, we'll give him a few minutes then.
He's meeting a few people right now.
Tell us more.
These would be called these light beings.
Okay.
They do not have a form.
Okay. But he can feel them?
Yes. And they are filling him with warmth and love that cannot be described. It is time for him to go. We don't want to let him stay there.
Okay.
It is not his time.
Okay. Thank you.
Just an experience to know what it is like.
Can you give him a understanding of what plans are in store for him?
Yes. He will regain his strength, his vitality. He will grow in his ability. People are attracted to Andrew naturally, like a magnet. That occurs by itself. That will happen without any effort on his part. We are bringing attention to Andrew so that he can actually work with higher beings, and they can recognize him without him being conscious of it. But he will work on his consciousness, and he will work on helping others with their consciousness. That is the greatest gift there is, to unlock the past, unlock what can be, to help humanity get out of what it is today. We have to combat what is not correct, what is wrong. Andrew will have these opportunities, and we will protect him during this journey so that he will not come into harm, because we now function with him together as one. He asks, and we will provide. And because he is aware, this makes us very happy. We will be able to do more for Andrew. We will not give him something that he cannot handle. We will not reveal things to him that cannot be revealed. We will do it in time so that it does not cause undue fear and undue distress for him. And we do not want to hurt him. We want the best for him. We love him. And that is what he must do. He must go forth and seek out people. And he knows what he wants to do. He feels that he has to. There's something that in his heart that he knows is there, but we will reveal that to him in due time.
Okay. What is he to teach his children in this lifetime?
He's to help them to become aware, to ascend to a higher level. Okay. They are new beings. They are equipped, and they are highly modified. They are highly intelligent. They are more intelligent than he realizes. They are intuitive. They have abilities. Andrew cannot do that for them. He can only awaken the spirit within them. He must do this. This is the way.
Okay. He'd like to know if this life is a simulation.
It is not necessarily a simulation the way you think of it as a computer program. For life is precious and it exists. The soul is energy. We cannot replicate or simulate this type of force, for this force is too strong. The source is too strong. It is not a simulation. We are here because this power exists. It is a real power. You feel it in your own heart. You feel it in your own body. That is how you know. And there is a spark of energy whenever a child is conceived. That is the life spark. This is not simulated.
Okay.
That is good news.
Can you help him grow his abilities that are not known?
Yes, of course. But he cannot be overwhelmed.
Right.
Because he has many things to do first.
Okay.
He must take care of himself first. If he cannot do this, we will not burden him with something else that he cannot handle.
Okay. He'd like to know when will aliens come to Earth and be known but to everyone?
They are here right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're among us. They just have not revealed their true form. They've been here for a long time. Entities. They started the Earth. They've been here with us. They've watched over people. Entities will reveal themselves when the collective consciousness of the Earth does not fear, but accepts reality that life exists on other planets.
Mm-hmm.
If they were to reveal themselves, it would cause chaos and murder, and it would cause violence and fear and panic, and that must not happen. For the Earth is a project, and it has been developed over a long time. We have entities that help the Earth and that are here to ensure the survival and the development of man. It cannot be altered. It cannot be changed. there is a collective consciousness that is sensed and is increasing year after year. This must continue for this to happen. There's a date when entities will reveal themselves. That doesn't matter. What matters is that it will happen. I don't want to reveal a date, but it will happen. It'll be happy, and when it will happen, it'll be a time of their choosing, because the consciousness is ready for it. Until then, they will not reveal themselves.
Okay. Can you fix any problems in his body and his life that he's not aware of?
Yes.
What do you have to say about that?
The problems in his life are mostly self-inflicted. We will talk to him in dreams and talk to him directly when he connects with us on how to adjust so that he does not create additional problems for himself. He has self-sabotaged himself on multiple occasions.
Mm-hmm.
This is not intentional, but it is because he does not know any better. The more conscious he becomes, the less he will do this.
Okay.
As for his body, we know that there is active cancer cells inside his body, but his immune system is doing a sufficient job at protecting his body from this. And as long as he protects and maintains and regenerates, they will not have a chance to form and grow. For his immune system, we will boost his immune system, and we will repair what needs to be repaired in his brain in order for him to regrow and to be able to regain what he has lost as far as health.
Okay. So you're saying that the healing that he's getting today is going to continue even after this session?
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Because it is such a power, he cannot receive it all at once.
Mm-hmm.
It is like your term would be drinking through a fire hose.
Okay.
It cannot be given all at once, or it would cause irreversible things to happen.
Okay. Will he have to repeat this life again?
No, only if he chooses. Because this life, he has went through and learned many lessons. And he came to Earth to experience what he has agreed to experience. So there is no need to re-experience that part. Only if he wants to learn a different aspect of life through a different dimension or a different timeline,
mm-hmm.
or a different sequence of events. That is possible. But that is entirely up to the individual. It's entirely up to Andrew. He does not need to repeat this life if he does not wish.
Okay. What is one thing, higher self, that you'd like to share with the world to make it a better place?
It is very simple. The minds of men are captured, and they are somewhat brainwashed. And this must not be allowed to continue. We must work as a collective consciousness to help others free themselves from the burden and the shackles of what is occurring on Earth today. There is a coming of people that will help others accumulate and free themselves much faster. There are people coming to facilitate this, but there are also people already here on Earth that will help others achieve this.
Mm-hmm.
It is very important this mission is completed, because if it is not completed, we cannot, the humans cannot advance. They cannot advance. They cannot become what they're supposed to become. They've been left in the dark. They've been left in the darkness for too long because they have relied on painful and hurting and bad things in their life. That must not be allowed to continue. It must be from free will. It cannot be forced.
Mm-hmm.
The main thing is that the people that are here need to know they'll have help and they'll have reinforcements, and it'll become easier and easier. And then the people that will see that this is occurring, they'll start to ask questions. They'll start to wonder what is happening. And they will find out on their own, through their own journey, if that is right for them to become, for the time to become time to join the new earth.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people will choose not to, and that is okay. That is their karma. It's important for Andrew to know that he is enlightened and he will be a part of the new earth because he's made the decisions to work on himself. And there won't be the type of sickness there that there was in the previous earth. So that must be known also. There is much to come that is exciting for Andrew.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Is there anything we didn't ask that you would like to address with Andrew today?
Yes.
Go ahead.
He must feel us, and he must use his intuition. He must reach out to us. He must connect with us. We enjoy this. He must open himself when he is ready. He may volunteer for things that he is not ready for, but we will not accept that. We will only accept that when he is ready. He has asked many times why, and he's asked many times to fix something, but it was not at that particular point for him to be benefited of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like giving something to someone that is not ready for it. It cannot happen. When he is ready, he'll receive much more than he can ever imagine. That is all that I want to share.
Okay. How often do you suggest, after he receives his recording, that he listen to it to continue the healing and understanding?
As often as his intuition tells him.
Okay.
His intuition will say, listen to this, and we will zoom in on a particular part of this, and then he will listen and get instructions.
Okay.
That is how.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Well, I think you said so already, but I just want to make sure. Will you provide him dreams and epiphanies over the next few days, weeks, or months, or even years as a result of this session?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we will also give him the opportunity to come with us.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is the ultimate teaching. if he comes to where we are, he will experience things on a level that he cannot comprehend in the physical.
Okay.
And that is what is needed. Because he is still learning. He does not have everything that he needs. But yes, we will provide that information to him at a reasonable rate to not interfere with his current development.
Very good. And just gonna lastly just make sure, did I understand you to say that he's going to make a full body recovery?
Yes.
From the event?
Yes. His body the current body has some defects, but they will be remedied.
Okay.
They cannot be done all at once, but they will be remedied.
Okay.
Some of the things will be done not on his accord, but on our accord, and some will be done on his accord. We will give him the intuition on what to do that he needs to do. But we will also do things for him that he does not even have to ask for.
Okay.
It will just be instant. Just like when you cut your finger, you do not have to ask for it to be healed. Does that make sense? That is how we do it.
Very good. Is there anything else you would like to say before we close?
I love Andrew.
Oh.
I've been with him for a long, long, long time. I will never leave him. I will protect him. I will be there. I will then meet him when he is ready. I will always, always, always give him guidance. I will never stray from him. Any decisions that he decides to make are his decisions. And I will try to give him the options, the paths to take. And it's only up to Andrew what he decides to do. He's an intelligent being, and he's gained intelligence over many lifetimes. And he is fully capable to help others in his current condition. There is nothing that he needs to do to help others right this minute. It's purely energy. He can receive energy, and he can give energy without losing energy. Because we are energy, and he's becoming aware of this. We want Andrew to evolve into an energy being. That is his true form. And that is all I have to say. I love him, and I will never leave him.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
How are you feeling?
Wow. I feel so hot and feel so like tingly. Oh my gosh.
How long does it feel like you were under?
I feel like I've been I don't know. I feel like days.
Oh, you think you were under for days?
Yes. Yeah. I don't, today's what Wednesday. Yeah, I had to think about that for a second. Dang.
Well, you were under about 2 hours, not counting the count out and the count in, or the induction.
I've never felt this good in a long time. Literally.
Fantastic.
I feel like a warm feeling in my head, and like a warm feeling like in my back, and I don't know how to explain it. Just like I feel like warmth throughout my whole body, like. And I felt like I could feel I felt like just amazing. Like, I can't describe it. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, it's indescribable sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Wow.
What's your biggest takeaway from it today that you can think of right now? I know you're just coming out of it, but
well,
what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I feel like I've been worked on for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like stuff was brought forward to my attention, like deposited. That's the best word to describe.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's like how I've always felt, but it feels like I am. It's just beautiful. I don't know how to explain it. I came in here with a headache, and I don't have a headache. I think that's pretty cool.
Fantastic.
That is pretty wild.
Yes.
I don't feel fatigue. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like like when you update something on your computer, you feel like an upgrade. I feel like that's what just happened to me. I feel like
that would make sense.
I just have this like warm feeling, like just.
Is this something that you would recommend to others?
Without a question.
Mm-hmm. Would it feel like for you when the higher self came through?
It was like, I'm like, whoa, hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is like flowing pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like observing. I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool. I still don't really. I'm still trying to just appreciate what I just went through.
That's fine. That's fine.
I don't know. It's
I'm
just
not
a
going to
lot.
ask a lot more of you.
No, it's just a lot to process, really.
Sure.
It's just different sensations and different. I mean, I think I felt something. I felt something I've never felt before.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like pure and unconditional love.
Mm-hmm.
That the only way I can describe it is through the birth of my children. That's the only way I can describe that kind of just feeling.
It was interesting that you, as a woman, experienced a birth of a child and got to experience the woman's side of the love for the child.
Well,
remember that?
I've always felt like, because I've talked to like different fathers like that I'm friends with, and I always felt like they just don't understand the way I understand, and have an appreciation and love for children.
Now you know why.
I never wanted to have children. Not that I never wanted to, but when I was 30, before I was 30, I didn't want to have kids. Like I felt like they'd be a burden to me. How wrong I was. How wrong. and how foolish that was. I just wasn't ready.
Mm-hmm.
But I was ready as soon as, like, when my son was born, just before I turned 30. So I that life, I could appreciate what my wife was feeling, because from my side, it was just unbelievable. Like, I've never felt that before in my life, in this life. And to feel it through a different perspective,
Yeah.
that just means to me that that I've always been that kind of a parent. I've always been the parent that is like that with my kids. I don't know how to explain it other than that.
Very good. What if I told you that you have the power to heal yourself, particularly physically, emotionally, and spiritually? Would you like to heal the past and brighten your now and your future using QHHT, a technique developed by Dolores Cannon? Hi, I'm Lori Lines. Visit my website to learn more about QHHT and book a session with me. I'm so looking forward to connecting with you as we discover together transcendence and healing for your highest good.